If
No,
people don't
right,
know, this is the incredible animator Parametric Avocado. You've probably seen their meme tweets and their amazing animations of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. So I had a whole thing planned here, but
Do it.
it seems
You
we're
got the
short on
time.
and I really,
Yep, do it.
I really would like to like push Nitro too far. So I'll just cut to the chase, I guess. I I'm not really sure if you're hearing this correctly. Should I like? I mean,
Yeah, everyone can hear you.
all right, but the video is kind of low in volume. I'm not really sure if that's working correctly. There.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
We can hear that.
Okay, so yeah, I was planning.
Woo!
I was planning on not saying anything during the sequence, but we're really short in time. Yay!
And you do have time. Nitrate's thing was 20 minutes, so we have time for you. We have time for the Parametric Avocado, so please do what you want.
Woohoo! Yay! The people are not gonna burn down the Discord server then. So yeah, I was saying in a tweet the other day that I really don't think my real person image is relevant to this. So this is it. I'm cosplaying as you know, this character from MGS3. I'm not really sure the name. What was it? The boss?
The boss.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you like business just mentioned. You probably remember me from this whole crazy stuff that has been happening for like a year now, and yeah. So back in the 90s, and we're not gonna do the whole story because it's really too much. But like yeah, there was one time when a friend came up by my house and he started like drawing characters that I did not know, and he told me about everything about it. He was super obsessed with MGS, and yeah, eventually he showed me the game and it blew my fucking mind, and now here we are. Huh? Yeah, I was planning on actually showing you the drawings, but I asked my mom, and I think we have lost them. It would be amazing to see. There was a sniper wolf in very childish fashion, drawn in very funny ways. There was a psycho mantis. I also remember. It was great. It was very funny. I hope they have been archived somewhere so I can show them to people in Twitter and other social media eventually if we can find them, because I should have scanned them ages ago and I lost them. So yeah, last year a friend of mine was only just getting. Her name is Circe, by the way, online. She's a digital 2D artist. She is also an animator, and she's currently also in the game dev industry, just like I am. And she was only just getting into MGS through Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rising, actually, which was all the craze last year. And she was like, well, what if Raiden was like tiny and he was breakdancing in front of Metal Gear Ray? And we kind of started working with that idea, and we eventually entered that crazy saga of making videos of Raiden breakdancing in front of every Metal Gear Rising boss, while also making a mashup for each of the videos. It was a different one, so we could mix them with the boss songs, and yeah, that was a hit. The Mistral video got retweeted by Kojima himself, and that kind of started building our audience, I guess. So yeah, I realized that I know a lot about Metal Gear Solid, and I'm also a bit of a funny person, you could say. So I started thinking of stuff that I could make related to Metal Gear Solid and other retro games that I know a lot about. And as part of a study on how to make low poly retro visuals, I investigated how to read the models of MGS1, and I found them, and I started looking at them, and then the idea struck that I needed to do something with them. And one day I just woke up and it was like, what if Dr. Livesey walk, but it's actually MGS. And then I started working on this. It was actually just going to be a little looping animation for Snake just riding across Shadow Moses, just like this. But it wasn't going to go in too deep. But I kept on having these crazy ideas of what if the character just died in the middle of it? What if Snake was staring at Mirror's butt? What if the shootout is actually something funny and not related to the live sea walk? And yeah, I kind of went overboard with it, and I think I set the expectations too high, because everything else after that, while I still have people that have voiced their fandom to them, I think this was the universal one that everyone gets. Doesn't need to be too much into the game in order to understand the references, and yeah. So yeah, I've kept on working since then, and I kept on posting stuff every now and then. And is the what? Let me see. Do I have? Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the origin story for my shit posting. I pretty much always wanted to be a content creator, but I had never found the actual center for what it would be. And I think this is it. Not just figuring out how this stuff works because I'm curious, but also talking about this fancy trivia about these games that we all love. That one time that I started looking at the high-res model for MGS3 Snake, and I realized that the model that they use in the ending sequences when he's already lost his eye, he's still got an eye there. So yeah, that kind of stuff. We keep finding new things, and also appreciation for the art direction of the games, which is amazing.
That was actually going to be my next question was, did you find anything unique like that? Are there any other cool design things that you noticed about it when you were breaking the games down to such a level?
Ooh, there's a ton of them. One of them is that we once discussed with Nitro precisely about what makes MGS2 games look so soft, so funny, not funny. What am I saying? Yeah, I was just thinking of my video, not the game. So yeah, it's not like my videos are that funny anyway. So yeah, one of the things is about the texture work in the games, and how they use attempt to photorealism, but they always go in a stylized way, and they play with the lighting, just like back here, in order to make things just look more. I don't know, it just looks like eye candy to me. It looks like eye candy to me because it's obviously at that time the consoles were not able to output very realistic images, so you had to work around them, and it invokes all this genius in the artist and the dev team. It's amazing. So yeah, one last thing that I wanted to show you is something that I've been working on, I've been working on for ages, because the PS2 model process is very tricky. You may have recently seen the MGS3 animation that I made for Granin and the boss and Baby Ocelot. Baby Ocelot. It's just a cat ocelot that meows as a camera. That one took me ages to figure out because I had to rip the models, and usually when I get stuff from the game, when I rip them with the tools that I found online, they usually come out very cursed, full of bones that don't make sense, and full of crazy things. And the pose for the characters is said to be standing straight instead of the T-pose, so the bone weights and the vertices and all that, it's just crazy. And I had to reassemble stuff. It looks like a friggin' mess. And to me, it's like knitting, for example. You just take your time and you sit down and you do it for the fun of it. And eventually, when you look at it from afar, finally you got the model complete and the rig is ready to animate. But until that happens, I can take weeks. So yeah, I've been trying to work on something for MGS2, but getting the look right is yeah, is complicated and it takes a lot of time. So here's the trailer teaser thing, actually.
Oh my God. You are incredible. Absolutely incredible.
yeah.
Your work continues to just blow minds, and we look forward to everything that you do, my friend.
Thank you so much. That's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. I was gonna open up questions if you want to, if there is time.
Yeah, if there's anybody with a question, you can raise your hand right now. Are there any questions for the Parametric Avocado?
Hey, it's Nitroid. How can I be as awesome as you? Because those videos blow my mind every time I see them.
So, hello, Nitroid. It's been a while. Sorry, I'm still on your time frame, to your time block thing, whatever. Yeah. So, you just cannot. You get to be awesome in your own way. And that's great. so yeah, no, you just take the time. You love stuff. I could say the same about you, really. I'm fascinated by the work that you guys do at the Kojima Frequency and the stuff that you yourself post online. So yeah, like Solid JJ mentioned and other creators I've mentioned today, it's about finding yourself and not being like trying to cater to the apparent interest of certain groups of people. It's just be yourself, and naturally, just as you get friends in real life, like not online, but at least online is real life now too. But you get the point.
We've got a great question from chat. Where did you get your screen name?
Bring it on. My screen name. So Parametric Avocado comes from a long lineage of crazy names that I've been inventing for a while now. I think I liked the idea of making a random identifier for something that is readable by a human. This started, I think, when I saw how Giphycat, the now apparently about to die service for hosting GIFs, Giphycat gives a name to your GIFs. It doesn't give them like a hash or something a code that you have to type in the URL. They're usually like colorful great whale or particular articulate anti-disestablishmentarianist marsupial or something like that. And that's the URL for the GIF that you get. And so I was like, well, what defines me? Parametric on the side that, yeah, I love working with graphics, with shaders, with code, and avocado, just because I like avocados a lot.
Awesome. We got one more question for you before we let you go, Avocado.
Hi, I was just wondering what programs you usually work in. Is it mostly Blender, or do you use other stuff?
Yeah, so I animate in Blender, but I use all these other tools developed by some person that I'm not really sure if it's correct that I mentioned them, so as not to draw attention to their gray area activities regarding the ripping of models and stuff. So yeah, I most of the time I use Blender, but I've also used Unity for the Revolver video because I intended that one to be playable in real time. You can actually move the camera in the itch.io version of that video. So when we worked with that with Tom Schalk, I actually told him, yeah, what if this wasn't the video? What if this was an actual interactive experience that you can turn the camera around? So that time I used Unity because that's the one I use for work anyway. So I always have it.
Awesome. Where can we find your work, Parametric?
Yeah, so I actually thought ahead, and this is my content card. You can find me at YouTube as Parametric Avocado, which is my actually intended screen name, but you can also find me as V3 Unleashed in SoundCloud for my mashups that may not be the best quality, but at least they try to do something. And then there's the V3 BitCrush, which is the place where I post my stuff in Tumblr. And I also exist in Twitter as Parametric Palta, which is shortened because of the character limits. So that's it, I
Awesome.
guess. Sorry, we made such a racket here in the chat. I really thought I would just get a normal stream.
Let's
I
give
didn't
another
know you
round
were
of applause
expecting
for all of that
video.
amazing animation.